I've been having people ask me about this particular music player, and this is a brand I really am not real familiar with. This is a Cappsu hi-fi music player. This is available online, and I will have a link for you right below so you can check it out. But I've heard from people, in particular people from overseas, that they seem to really like this player a lot. So I had to check it out. I'm not real familiar with it. This is how it comes, and it comes in a nice little giftable box, as you can see. We have hi-fi music player on the front. We got a little saxophone, guitar, keyboard, microphone, lots of good stuff. Little record player. On the back side here, we got a little sticker, unfortunately covering some of it. Looks like here that has information. Looks like this was manufactured in China. Okay, and let's see, just usual FCC rules, nothing too special. It really doesn't give a lot of information, but it is a nice, very wrappable box for Christmas, so might be something worth checking out. The box does have some good weight to it too, so it does feel like a quality player. Let's go ahead and open this up and check this out and see what this is all about. Pulling it open, looks like there's a little plastic tray. Here, we'll check out the, oops, all sorts of stuff in here. We'll check out the accessories first. Looks like, oh, it comes with a little memory card. That's interesting. Okay, so it comes with a 64 gig memory card. So that's pretty cool. We'll put that right over here. Looks like we got some instructions. And, oh, you know what? I have seen this player online before. It has this really unique volume that has kind of a metal, I'm guessing metal, kind of protective corner on it, which is very interesting. Music player quick guide. Looks like we got stuff in different languages here. We got Dutch, we got English. Looks like it is volume left right. It has a lock button. You can pause that and like check it out if you want and fast forward. Like all the usual nicety, volume, all that good stuff. Okay, play, pause. I'm not sure if it's touchscreen. Let's see here. On here it does say memory 8 gigs, but again it does come with its own little 64 gig card, so that's good. Looks like the TF card slot can go from 4 gigs to 128, and sometimes they can actually do more than that too, so that's worth noting. As far as music formats, looks like it plays MP3, WMA, WAV, APE, FLAG, and OGG. Recording format, it records, wow. Wave and MP3, that's very interesting. Looks like it does have image formats of JPEG, BMP, GIF, JPIP, BIP, and GIF, and video formats of AVI, AMI, AVI. I don't know why it lists it twice. That's interesting. And AMV, okay. And headphones is a 3.5 millimeter specification. So pretty cool stuff. Looks like basic instructions for on-off, recording, playback. I'm not going to go through every page of this again, but just know it's in here for you. It looks like a pretty comprehensive little little pamphlet rather, of information. So very good. Looking at the stuff inside the box, we'll check out the accessories here. Looks like it does come with a cord. You guys know I love new cords with new devices. This feels like this is a plastic cord, but it feels a pretty good thickness, which is good. And this is USB, okay, or USB-A, whatever you want to call it, and that goes to USB-C, okay? So these are cords you probably already have, but you guys know I like to have new cords with new devices, so that's pretty cool. I'm happy they include that. And this is something I really don't see a lot of these days, is the fact they actually include some earbuds, so that's pretty cool. I know a lot of people have their own specialty, you know, more expensive headphones or in-ear monitors and, you know, different things, but it's nice to include a little cheap pair, you know, and sometimes I won't really use these with the player, but I will use these in this demo. And then sometimes I'll hold on to them, like, you know, take them on trips and stuff. And, you know, if you take them to the beach and if they get lost or something, not the end of the world, you know. And I really appreciate they actually come with little extra rubber stoppers. Even on my expensive Sony noise canceling flagship earbuds, the little rubber ends do get worn out after time. You know, they last about a year or two, you know, so having extra ones is never a terrible thing. So pretty cool they include this. And of course the reason for these extra little ones is because they're different sizes. You can see some are a little bigger, some are a little smaller. That way you can have it match your particular ear holes. All right. So anyway, the earbuds themselves, looks like we have a slightly translucent wire, which is cool. Looks like they are pretty small in size, but it looks like pretty good quality. It looks like we have like a little metal screen in there, so that's pretty cool. I will again test these when I do actually test out the player here in a few moments. This is 3.5 millimeter for the end, so you could use this with other devices. And I do like the way the look of this. Generally, the feel of this is a nice, like, grippy rubber. It feels like pretty good quality for, you know, being, you know, kind of inexpensive pack-in headphones. So I do like that. All right, so flipping this over here, we'll check out the player. And oh, this actually actually has a little bit of weight to it, which I like that. And oh, you know, that's actually pretty sharp. Wow, this kind of reminds me of like, oh man, like a surf hands or something. This is metal. Oh man. All right, you know what? I'm a little more impressed with this than I should be. This feels really nice. This feels like a metal frame to it, which is cool. The back part here is plastic. The front here does have a nice little screen. It looks like maybe there's a peel off sticker. I'm gonna leave it alone for right now, but it looks like if this looks a little matte or not totally clear, it could be because there's a peel off sticker, but I'm not gonna mess with that for the most part. Looks like controls here. We do have menu, we have rewind, fast forward, play, pause, and it has this really cool, oh, it's clickable. Listen to this here. I'm gonna be quiet for a second. Hear that? It has a really pleasing feel to it, both in texture. You can see it's a texturized, and it feels like it's a, well, this is metal. This is definitely metal. And the wheel itself, I want to say it feels like it's metal, but it could be plastic. It looks like there's a little bit of a wobble to it, unfortunately. So sometimes like the higher end Japanese DAPs, like they have a really precise wheel. And I do love the way this feels great. And this clicks great. It has a very pleasing audible click. Yeah, so I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but it's really nice. But yeah, this is a pretty sharp little player, you know. On the bottom here, we do have a microphone in, which is pretty rare for DAPs, and it does have a 3.5 headphone out, okay, which is pretty cool. Let me go ahead and, oh, this is interesting. Besides volume plus minus, it has an A-B button. I haven't seen that in a long time, like going back to like the original days of like CDs, CD players, like the original Sony Walkman CD players would have an A-B button, so you could like A-B a song or a sample or something. Very interesting. That's a feature I'm not real commonly seeing these days. And on the side over here, looks like we do have a power, or this is like a lock button, it looks like. We have a small little plug here for the memory card that will stick in, okay? In fact, maybe I'll do that right now. Let's see, we'll just pop this in here. Sometimes I save these memory cards, because I do frequently, you guys know if you watch my other DAP videos, oftentimes I'll make pretty high quality memory card with all my favorite music, and then I'll move it from player to player, or I'll have several of them. Looks like I got that upside down. There we go. And we'll just give that a little click, and it clicks in pretty easy. Sometimes you have to use a pen or something. Let me see here. It definitely feels springy. There we go. It's in there. Okay. There we go. And right here is the USB-C. Okay. So that's where this plugs into this. So it has a very firm, nice click to it, so it feels like very good quality. You know, this player actually, for being, you know, a non-Sony or, you know, Aston and Kern and not a big name company, at least in my mind, this feels really good quality. I love the metal feel of this. It feels really good in your hand. I could see how this could easily be great for, you could clip this onto like a backpack or something and just leave it on there 24/7, you know. This player does retail for, I want to say, in the sub $100 price range. Typically I see this for around like $50-$60 or so. All right, here, I'm gonna unplug the power here, and again, that feels nice and tight. We're gonna hit the power on off button here and see if we can get a first boot. Let's see here. We'll turn this to unlock. There's lock and unlock, and then we'll go ahead and hit power, which I believe, let's see here. We have volume up, down, we have A/B, we have menu. You know, it's weird. I kind of do not see a power button. Like, I don't see, like, oh, there we go, welcome. I guess it's play. Let me dim the lights so you can really check this out. Now, as it powers on, it kind of goes through kind of a welcome screen. It says Bluetooth, which maybe it's like searching for a Bluetooth pairing, perhaps. And it does have a date here. Now, once you have this booted up, you can see here you can use the scroll wheel, which in a lot of cases you think would be a volume, but it's actually more of a menu rocker here. It looks like we have ebook, which is interesting. Photos. Let me go back one here. A movie, maybe I'll hold on to it like this. Movie. Player for music, obviously. Recorder, which is a really unique feature. Settings. Bluetooth, okay. FM radio, wow. I wouldn't have expected that. I do get a lot of questions about adding music, so I want to add a little note here that to add music, the best way, the way that I use, is I'll go ahead and just take my USB-C, plug it in there, and then I'll plug this into a laptop or computer. You know, I wasn't planning on showing this screen, but I have to. Okay, so once you plug in the DAP player into the computer, it's going to see it as a hard drive, obviously, okay? But this one, it has an interesting little thing where it has 4 little folders here, something called Test Music, and something called Tom and Jerry. Like, is this a cartoon here? Let's click on Tom and Jerry. Maybe it's like a video preview, and let's just see what pops up here. We'll use Windows movie player to like check it out. Let's see here. Tom and Jerry. Recommended settings. It's funny how sometimes they'll use, oh yeah, check it out. So there's like a little Tom and Jerry cartoon here that is included in the player. I guess just to be an example of the video. But it's very interesting they include that. Now, earlier when I was reading off the different formats this player uses, I didn't notice FLAC. Okay, so just as kind of a fun experiment, I think it should play FLAC. I have my FLAC file here, and we're going to move over one from churches. We'll move this over, and we'll just drop it into the actual USB-G, which is that player. And we'll see, you can see here, it's transferring the file, and we'll see if it plays FLAC. So if Good Girls appear by churches, and we'll know that it does indeed play FLAC. Okay, let's put some normal MP3s on there too, because maybe it doesn't, you know, I don't know. Here, let's go to like 99X, has a cool channel in Atlanta. Let's see, we'll play, what should we use as a test here? Maybe I'll just grab a bunch of random songs here from 90s alt rock. We'll just grab some random stuff here, and we'll move this over. Oops, we'll go ahead and pull down here first, obviously. And we'll move that over to G, and I'm just transferring this over. Now, it is interesting that this player does not seem to have a folder called music. And also, I didn't notice this player, even though we put in the actual flash drive, I didn't notice a special thing for onboard memory versus non-onboard memory. So it's possible that maybe that flash drive is not really formatted, and maybe it has to be formatted before it will actually work, which is interesting. That would probably be under settings, but we'll come back to that. To further test what formats this player could play, I did try a couple additional experiments I want to tell you about. First off, I did try and transfer over a high quality FLAC file. In this case, that is Rush's Dreamlines, okay, one of my favorite Rush songs. And that particular song is on there. I can see it. This is sticking into the Tom and Jerry folder, not just onto the player itself. And if I hit play, you can see it actually does play that FLAC file. So, and again, that is a higher quality FLAC file, which is really nice. I do like the interface too. I do like the little sound bars, kind of shows left and right channel, shows artist, shows music type. It says FLAC there, which is really great, Roll of Bones, and it does look like it's on repeat, which is cool. Now, I wanted to take it a step further, and I wanted to go ahead and put down a DSF file, you know, which is my favorite music format, also the biggest size in music format file that pretty much is out there, you know. So I wanted to see if it could play like the super high-end file, and so here, let me go ahead and scroll down here, and that is the Police's Every Breath You Can Take. So let's go ahead and hit play here and just see if it plays it. And sure enough, look at that. So it looks like even though it didn't say right out in the manual, it could play DSF files or other high-end music files. It looks like it could play a host of music files like FLAC and DSF that aren't actually listed in the book, which is good to know. Now I'm going to go ahead and listen to some songs on here and come back and let you know my final take on this. I'm going to listen with my actual included headphones. Be right back. Okay, so I had some time to listen to music both on the included little earbuds, okay, and actually I wanted to take it a step further and check it out on my Sony flagship headphones too. And I have to say both ways sound good and loud. So if you're in fear of having a music player that's not loud enough, like the Sony NWA 306, which is a great player, but does suffer from them trying to have a World Health Organization WHO volume limiter on it, and it has gotten better, but this one has no such volume limiter. It is pretty darn loud, so that's really great. It did play all music formats, including the DSF file and the FLAC file, although I will say I think in DSF I didn't quite have the super high level clarity that I would have expected from a DSF file. It sounded good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like maybe it couldn't quite handle all that information, so it would play it, but it wasn't of the absurd high quality that I'm used to on DSF, okay? Now, as far as the packet headphones, these were fine. They were plenty loud. loud. They did sound a little bit sharp, I think, a little bit tinny, but still very enjoyable for a free pack of, you know, earbuds that come with it. It wasn't bad, you know, but if you do have some nicer headphones, you know, like the Sony here, like it sounds amazing. So it really does a good job. I found that MP3s, just native MP3s, I think sounded like the loudest. And when you start getting into FLAC and in DSF, it was not quite as loud. It was loud, plenty loud, but it really shined when it was playing just regular straight up MP3s, you know. So that was cool. The menu system was really good here. Let me give a little play here. I think you might be able to hear a little bit from the headphones. Of course, it'll sound tinny because it's coming from the headphones, but let's see here. You can see it's pretty loud, is my point here. So, you know, definitely it's something that's enjoyable. You can check it out. Just imagine if these were on your head. Like, that's pretty loud coming a few feet from the microphone. This song is really great too, GG. Awesome. So anyway, if this is something that you're looking for, like a slightly less expensive sub-$100 MP3 player, this player does pack a lot of punch, you know. I say it's a good boy, you know. It will definitely satisfy your need for music. And if you lose it, it's not the end of the world because it's actually, you know, it's under $100, you know. But, and I will say it would make a great gift. Think about giving this to someone who maybe is just starting to get into MP3s. You're not sure, you don't want to take the plunge with a $350,000 player or whatever, but you want to give them something nice that can play, you know, all sorts of music files and do so much more. In fact, I'm not even in this video going to get into, you know, ebooks and other things like videos, but it does do a lot more actually besides just music, you know, which is kind of a cool little feature. Like maybe people who like, you know, watching little cartoons and things, you know, nothing against cartoons. I like cartoons too, but maybe it's the type of thing where, you know, it'd be something they would want to have the ability to watch a little video. Like here, let me just show you real quickly. The screen itself doesn't look bad. Here's that Tom and Jerry we were talking about. You can see we got sound, we got video. It's sharp, it's not laggy. It looks pretty good. So anyway, that might be something which would be really appealing to someone who wanted to be able to watch some little videos, maybe on a plane or something, you know. But it's cool, it does all those features. My advice for this player, in conclusion, I would say for the sub $50 category, I'd say it's a winner. Itself, it has a great feel to it. It's metal, it's quality. Definitely feels like a nice player. I'm liking the little dial here, although it was a little confusing at times. It acts primarily as a menu changer, you know, like up, down for a menu, and other times you could control volume with it. So that was a little interesting depending upon what screen you were on, okay? As far as, you know, ease of use, the buttons are fine. The volume itself, again, is nice and loud. Like, you're not going to have any volume concerns with this player, you know. And ultimately, I'd say this is a good way to go, you know, especially for the under $100 category. I would just say my recommendation would be maybe invest in a better pair of headphones. And the fact this is so loud, it actually could probably support, you know, some, you know, better end, higher end headphones. But just be careful because you start going into the too expensive audiophile category, the high ohms might kill the volume, which is definitely a pro when it comes to this particular player, you know. If you guys have any questions about this player, please let me know in the comments below or shoot me a message. Again, I will have links for this player down below. And again, I'd say this is a player which I'm going to experiment with. I'm going to listen to a little bit more. I'm going to listen to with, you know, better quality headphones. I'm going to listen to different types of music formats and see if there's a sweet spot. But I would say just for basic MP3 use, this is a super winner for the $50 range, okay? All right, friends, I want to thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, reach out to me, tuxtoys@gmail.com. You guys know I'm here to help, okay? All right, friends, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Click the link.